right. Hello out there in Holyland land. This is Eric Guller with the Shanty Project. I am sitting here with the one and only Duncan Sattler.
Hello.
Today is February 12th, 2015. We're sitting in Duncan's living room in Chicago, Illinois.
Lincoln Square.
In Lincoln Square. Two former Holylanders.
Yeah, I grew up in Garnett, which is at the crossroads of Triple H and Town Hall Road, just a little bit north of Johnsburg. Spent my entire childhood there, and my dad grew up in Calumetville, just a little bit east of 151, the farm there, the Sattler farm in Calumetville.
So you said just a little bit north of Johnsburg. Do you consider yourself a Johnsburgonian?
I do not.
What are you?
Because in 6th grade, one of the friends played for the Marytown basketball team, invited me to come play with him. So I affiliated myself more with Marytown.
Okay. Were you closer?
Geographically, I was probably a little bit closer to Johnsburg.
Okay.
But more of my friends were in Marytown. So.
Who was the friend?
Jason Toney.
Yeah, sure.
Who he was at that time on Triple H as well, on the other side of the swamp.
So Jason Toney recruited you.
He recruited me.
Remember?
His dad was the best.
Total aside here. I remember playing you guys in basketball. And Jason Toney's dad holding up these huge flashcards with the plays.
That was an experiment. I think we did that for about 2 games. Yeah, he was a lot of fun to play for.
I think that's an interesting point that you bring up. Like, I think a lot of people sort of define like which town they're from by which team they played for. Because sports were such a big thing back in the Holylands.
I didn't grow up Catholic, so we didn't go to the churches on Sundays. We went to St. Paul's UCC, just outside of Pipe. And so my kind of connection with the community was through those basketball teams and the baseball games on the weekends.
Sure. So like we're talking about probably early 90s, right? Or maybe even late 80s.
Probably late 80s, because I graduated in 96 from New Holstein. So this would have been, maybe 89, 90.
Let's go to the baseball or the basketball, right? Tell me, like, how would you get to the games? Would your folks drive you? Would you guys carpool, or would you all hop in? What was Jason Toney's dad's name?
Mike.
Did you all hop in?
Coach.
Did you all hop in the Tony minivan and drive out there?
My parents usually. So our basketball games we played at New Holstein Elementary School most of our games, unless we were away, obviously. And I remember specifically too, my dad would miss the Packer games to come watch our football, our basketball.
Which is a big deal.
It's a huge deal. I wouldn't do that for my kids, I don't think.
Who was all on your team?
Jason Hallbuck.
This is your 8th grade year then, so.
8th grade year.
So what year did you start?
Won the Holy Rosary tournament. Do you want to talk
really?
about that? Yeah.
Well, let's figure out the year then. This is a big deal.
So 90. I
what
started
year did
high school in 92.
Okay. So it would have been. It must have been. Yeah. So you guys won the Holy Rosary tournament.
Yep.
Who was the team? Who was the team to beat that year? Like when you were in 8th grade.
Was always
the
team to beat. Nick Gable.
Who was on
Scott
that team?
Meyer.
Okay.
The guy we used to call Truck. He ended up.
Yeah, I remember Truck. He was a Meyer too. Yeah. It was Troy Meyer's older brother.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Troy was in my class, but he went. They both went to Springs.
Yeah.
So I think. And they probably had Scott Bink.
Yep.
Right.
Scott Bink.
And then you guys had.
Starting 5. I can't remember.
You guys, man, you and Jason.
Jason Toney, Jason Hallbuck, Adam Beekle was on our team.
And he was I guess that was just 1 year younger than you. Yeah.
Yeah. Dan Hankey. Oh, Mike Mullenbach. Was a big part of our team too.
Okay.
And I just remember those tournaments. They would just be packed with people. It was insane how many people would show up.
Yeah,
It was a lot
Kiel.
of fun.
Remember there's a Kiel tournament? Holy Rosary tournament. St. Cloud had a tournament.
There was another one in
like Dotyville or
Dotyville.
Armstrong, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if those tournaments still exist.
Wow.
And I don't know if Kiel is still in the league either.
Yeah.
My sources of information is Neil Bierspach on all this stuff.
Uh-huh.
He's my expert. He's my resident Holy Land expert.
Yeah, it was an interesting dynamic because you'd play against Mount Calvary, for example, on Sunday, and then you'd have to see those guys in school on Monday.
Yeah.
And if you lost, they'd give you a hard time about it all week.
What about baseball? How long did you play for Marytown?
Played for Marytown up until about my junior year in college. So
you played
after
ACs
I graduated,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
After I graduated, or not graduated, finished my junior year, I came to Chicago to go to school. And I stayed in Chicago my junior year, but I'd go home every weekend to play baseball at Marytown, just because it was so much fun.
Yeah.
And then I played baseball for a couple summers here in Chicago, and it's just not the same. There'd be nobody at the games, and in Marytown, the entire town would show up and drinking beer.
Yeah.
And that was the fun part. I'd play baseball for a couple of hours, then you'd sit around and drink beer with your buddies.
Yeah. Yeah.